The atmosphere is charged as Pastor Alf Lukau received a message from heaven.
Spirit of God, Spirit of
His
God.
eyes is focused in
Spirit
this
of God,
direction
Spirit of God.
and asked who was born on the 13th of January 1988.
The two people who stood there, the 3rd of January, please come here. Please come here. Who was born on the 13th of January 1988? 1988. That is you. You stand here. The three of you lift your hands.
Just look at the response. 5 women came to the
That's for
front.
Jesus.
He
Lord,
prays
you-
for 4 of them
only He
and
can
releases them back into the crowd.
Skoroboshia.
As he found the woman God wanted to minister to.
Zaholoboshia. You come here. 13th of January. I don't know what God wants me to do, but there is something that God want to do in your life. And the thing that God is telling me that He want to do, He want to restore your heart. You've been suffering of rejection.
Yes, it's true.
Is that true?
She confirms that she was indeed suffering of rejection.
Who's Tokozile? Tokozile is your younger sister. How many are you in the family? Just you and her. But you didn't grow up with your father, did you?
No.
Did your father die?
Yes,
Your father died. You grew up with your grandmother
yes,
on the mother's side?
yes.
But you have been rejected even by this man, your father.
She confirms then that her father had told her to stop calling her. She went on to say that she had met her father at a funeral, but that he had ignored her.
He yelled at me and he told me that I should stop calling him. Then in 2014, there was someone in his family that passed away. Then he came and we met at the church when we were going at the funeral, but he just passed and he said nothing. And after...
So it did not accept you?
Yes.
Okay. Your father passed. I can't bring your relationship with your father, but God is telling me to break a curse in your family, a curse of the enemy, a curse in the enemy, a curse.
This is heartbreaking as the man of God, Pastor Alf Lukau, is about to break the curse of the enemy over her life. This can only be the Spirit of God who could have revealed these secrets unto his servant, the prophet, Pastor Alf Lukau. Pastor is having a conversation with her on what is about to shock the congregation. He sees in the Spirit and picked up an oppression in her family's life.
As you stretch your hands, and that uncle killed himself. Oh, he died mysteriously.
I don't know what kills him, but I just found him dead. Because
The Lord just told me to tell her there is an oppression in the family, and that because of that oppression, something had happened that she saw. She found a family member dead in their house. That's what she said. I spoke out of the microphone, thinking that it's sensitive. But if you can talk about it, it's fine. Can you talk about it?
yes, I can talk about it.
Okay, what happened? You saw him?
It was on 29 March 2014.
29th.
Yeah, 29 March. It was on Saturday. The week that I found him dead, I last saw him on Thursday night. And he was fine. And he was telling me that he want to go home for Good Friday. And he don't have money because he wasn't working. Then I told him that we'll go together at home. And he was telling me another funeral about his friends at home. So I said, we'll go home.
That was Thursday.
Yeah, it was on Thursday night.
He was fine.
Yes, he was fine.
But on Saturday you came?
Yeah, on Saturday in the morning, so one of his neighbor came to me and said, maybe there's a rat that died in his room. Because he gave me a spare key of his room, I used it. When I opened the door, I found him lying down naked. And he was smelling bad and he was already swollen. And I don't know what happened.
You see, you cannot just come and find someone who was fine dead unless God reveals it to you. I do not know her. But God is telling me that the enemy has infiltrated the family so much so that has been oppressing them, pulling them down. And then he told me on the 29th, something happened in the family, and she witnessed that. And this is the story she said. The uncle was found on Thursday, even planning a trip. But the neighbors could smell something. She had a spare key. That's why God picked her. As she opened the door, she says that the uncle was there naked. Naked. The room was closed. Locked. He was there naked. And his body swollen already. Nobody knows what happened. But what happened, your uncle had been attacked by evil forces of the enemy. And the same evil force of the enemy is preparing a second attack in your family. But today I break the yoke of the enemy. I destroy the powers of the enemy. Everybody stand up and stretch your hands toward. What you make happen for her, God makes happen for you.
See the power of God touching her as the man of God, Pastor Aflukau, breaks every burden over her life and removes every yoke from her shoulders. Come to Hallelujah Ministries International and you'll receive your deliverance.